Michigan won 10 games in 2018 against FBS opponents who had a combined overall record of 476%. The Wolverines won those 10 matchups against FBS opponents by an average margin of victory of 26.1 points per game. They also stepped up against some of the better teams within the Big Ten last year. The Wolverines had an overall 8-1 record within the conference and won those 8 games by an average margin of victory of 23.7 points per game. This was an offense under Jim Harbaugh last year that averaged 203 rushing yards against opposing defenses and did pass for 215 yards per game with their quarterback, Shea Patterson. Patterson does come back for his senior season, along with starting wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones. True Wilson does get the nod as the starting running back, and 4 or 5 offensive linemen do return to this lineup this coming season. But the question marks remain on the defensive side of the ball. Gone are defensive ends Rashawn Gary and Chase Winovich, along with leading tackler Devin Bush to that unit that only gave up 127 rushing yards per game and, more importantly, only 147 passing yards to opposing quarterbacks last year. When you look at this matchup overall for Michigan entering 2019, it's simple. They need to win on the road as well. Since 2016, under Jim Harbaugh, the Wolverines are just 9-9 overall on the road or on a neutral field site. And when you look at their 3 losses in 2018 last year to Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Florida, all 3 of those losses came on the road or on a neutral field site by an average margin of defeat of 18.6 points per game. When you look at the combined overall record of all 3 of those teams of the Wolverines' losses, it was a 35-5 overall record, or an 875 winning percentage. They didn't step up against some of the better teams, and they're going to need to do that in 2019 in order to crack the college football playoff. When you look at their schedule overall, 2 critical road games stand out, at Wisconsin and at Penn State. They also have to play Ohio State as well. Since 2000, Michigan is just 2-16 against the Buckeyes and have lost those 16 games by 12.9 points per game.